and a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁. Our top stories this week. Their Majesties the King and 𝗀𝗄𝗀 grace GMC Airport construction commencement. Every hospital to have clinical counselor by the end of the 13th five-year plan. And the country's public debt soars to 298 billion 𝗪𝗏 as of March this year, nearly equals entire economy. Construction work on the Gelephu International Airport commenced on Tuesday with a deeply symbolic ceremony in which Their Majesties the King and 𝗀𝗀𝗀 were joined by over 1,000 𝗲𝗵𝘂𝘁 and 𝗀𝗀𝘂𝘁 to offer 𝗪𝗲𝗄 at the site.
His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the 𝗀𝗀𝗀 graced the occasion, accompanied by their Royal Highnesses 𝗬𝗂𝗂 𝗵𝗂𝗪𝗂𝗀 and 𝗬𝗂𝗂 𝗂𝗀𝗀. Their Majesties were joined by over 1,000 𝗲𝗵𝘂𝘁 and 𝗀𝗀𝗂𝗁 volunteers to offer 𝗪𝗲𝗄, a tradition of voluntary service that has contributed to the construction of homes, monuments, and infrastructure for communities and the nation over the centuries. The Prime Minister, senior government and GMC officials, representatives of the 𝗬𝗲𝗄, 𝗪𝗰s and 𝗕𝗄s, and members of the Gelephu community attended the ceremony. A prayer ceremony led by the Dojilevi was held from daybreak to bless the construction of the airport. Addressing the nation on this momentous occasion, His Majesty the King said that the karmic merit of building the airport surpasses that of constructing 10,000 𝗪𝗏𝗪s, as it paves the way for future generations to enjoy prosperity, peace and stability, and to undertake work that will, in turn, generate merit for generations to come. The Gelephu International Airport is scheduled for completion in 2029. It is the first major infrastructure component of the Gelephu Mindfulness City initiative. The airport will span 4 square kilometers across the 𝗲𝗁 River. Key features include a 3,000-meter Category 1 Code 4E runway and capacity for 1.3 million annual passengers initially, expandable to 5.5 million by 2060.
This is a project, a historic project, where our national contractor will be involved, and we are very much excited, and of course it's a very challenging job, but we are very much excited, and we take it as a challenge to deliver this project on time.
The terminal design draws from Bhutan's 4 forest ecosystems: evergreen oak, cool broadleaf, warm broadleaf, and subtropical. It will incorporate traditional craftsmanship, landscape zones with native flora, and future connections to Gelephu Mindfulness City development. The state-of-the-art airport will be built with ecological considerations. A box culvert system will maintain the 𝗲𝗁 River's natural flow beneath the runway. Terminal roofs will be fitted with photovoltaic panels. Natural airflow and shading in the design will optimize energy use, and locally sourced materials such as glulam timber will be used. Besides being a vital bridge to the world, the airport will provide employment during construction and operations, as well as training programs for Bhutanese workers and cargo capacity to support exports. With today's ceremony, work begins on earthworks for river diversion and land preparation. Main construction on the runway and terminal will begin in April 2026, followed by airport systems installation in July 2027.
Today is historically the most important event in the project. It signifies that the project is being realized. The King's vision is being implemented. So earthwork is the first stage to build the first airport that we have. So it's very important. Nationally, it's also very important because the project is awarded to local contractor, and it is the biggest contract ever awarded in the country. So it's very significant. An airport is a very key connection in business. If you don't have an airport, well, you can't connect business, and your local Bhutanese company cannot go out. So it's so important for us to have an airport where business can come in, integrate with the local, and the local can also go out and see what's happening in the world. Very important.
Testing and commissioning will take place from March 2029, leading to the inauguration of the Gelephu International Airport in December 2029. For Pasangdoji in Serpong, this is Kipchu for BBS News.
Bhutan National Digital Identity has launched 4 new advanced features to strengthen security, build trust and promote the country's digital economy. The latest upgrades are expected to make it easier and safer for people to use online services. According to officials, these advancements will help lower costs, improve trust in digital transactions, and encourage the adoption of e-government and e-commerce services.
One of the new features is the biometric liveness verification feature supported by the Department of Civil Registration and Census or DCRC. This feature uses facial recognition to confirm if the user is physically present by comparing the records with the Department of Civil Registration and Census's database. This is expected to make online services more secure, especially for important things like sending large payments, voting, property transfers, or getting pensions without requiring to visit offices. Another new feature is the in-app one-time password or OTP. It replaces traditional SMS-based OTPs. This ensures that only the verified wallet holder can authorize transactions, reducing the risk of fraud or unauthorized access. The NDI wallet also introduces image as a verifiable credential. From opening bank accounts and applying for passwords to getting licenses, this feature allows users to use image-based IDs to access services online. Additionally, a secure peer-to-peer chat feature has been added to the NDI wallet. The encrypted chat aims to provide a trusted platform for communication among individuals, government agencies, and businesses, reducing reliance on third-party apps and strengthening data security. Bhutan NDI is encouraging all wallet users to update their app through the App Store or Google Play Store to enjoy these new features. As of July, over 180,000 users have downloaded the Bhutan NDI app. Devika Pradhan for BBS News.
Drawing lessons from the challenges posed by COVID-19 due to the absence of a coordinated pandemic response in South and Southeast Asia, Bhutan is establishing a new vaccine research and public health hub. The Bhutan IVI Collaborating Center is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Health, the Gyalpo University of Medical Sciences, and the International Vaccine Institute, IVI.
The Bhutan IVI Collaborating Center (𝗵𝗂𝘂𝗕) will be housed at the 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗂 University of Medical Sciences (KGUMSB) and will serve as a regional center for vaccine research, infectious disease surveillance and public health training. It aims to close critical gaps in pandemic preparedness that left many countries in the region struggling during the COVID-19 pandemic. By acting as a platform for collaboration with neighboring countries, the center will foster faster and more effective responses to future health emergencies.
The establishment of this IVI center will be very helpful for the country, especially for the prevention of the infectious and vaccine preventable diseases. Say example, now once we have this center, we can do research very easily. We can find out and we can say what kind of vaccines we require and when and where. So if we have to import, then we can do it immediately through the center.
The center is modeled after successful WHO collaborating centers and IVI's coordination frameworks in West Africa and represents Bhutan's strategic role in regional health security. The International Vaccine Institute will provide technical expertise, global research connections, and opportunities for Bhutanese health professionals to participate in international training and collaborations.
With having the center established here and liaising with our other partners in Africa and beyond, this will help also set the scene for more research, for more visibility of Bhutan and for training and activities around preparedness for future pandemics.
As the world gradually recovers from the COVID-19 pandemic and prepares for future threats, the 𝗵𝗂𝘂𝗕 signals a commitment to a more coordinated, cooperative and resilient regional response to public health emergencies. 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗻 BBS News.
With mental health cases on the rise, help is finally reaching beyond the capital. The 𝗵𝗂𝘂𝗀 Secretariat is equipping health workers across the country to deliver mental health services in every district. And by the end of the 13th five-year plan, every hospital is expected to have a clinical counselor bringing critical care closer to home for countless families.
𝗲 𝗵𝘂𝘁𝗀𝗻's child was diagnosed with autism around 2012 when he was 2 years old. At the time, the family was living in 𝗯𝗰𝗸𝗀𝗀, where the father worked. She did not fully understand the condition then, and there was no one to guide her. Following a recommendation, she brought her child to Thimphu in 2019, since proper health services were only available in the capital. The move was financially and emotionally challenging.
We always kept our child inside the house, but when we reached here, the child had so many opportunities. The hospital had a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, and tuition for them as well in 𝗕𝗏𝗏. There are multimedia classes by the Bhutan Foundation.
They lived in a rented apartment, hoping to help their child. She says even today, there are many like her who have brought their children to Thimphu, living away from friends and family. The situation stresses the need to make such services available across the country. During a recent Meet the Press session, the Health Minister said the ministry, in collaboration with the 𝗵𝗂𝘂𝗀 Secretariat, has been working to integrate mental health services at all healthcare centers.
At Dzongkhag level hospitals, doctors are trained and clinical counselors are being recruited to provide counseling services and manage referrals from primary healthcare centers. Currently, 26 clinical counselors are serving in the hospitals, helplines, and Geltung academies. More than 25 are pursuing their undergraduate studies at the Faculty of Nursing and Public Health.
The minister said that the 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗂 University of Medical Sciences has introduced a course for community mental health outreach workers. It is to support outreach services, assist clinical counselors, and help facilitate aftercare. Moreover, one psychiatrist will be posted in Gelephu by the end of this year, followed by another in Monga the following year. Today, Sring's child is 15. Her husband joined her in Thimphu after securing a transfer last year, and the whole family now lives together in the capital. The move, though difficult, has brought real improvements to their child's condition, a choice Sring will always be proud of. It's a reminder of why expanding these services nationwide matters so much, so that no family has to uproot their lives to get the help they need. 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁, BBS News.
In the move to reduce and prevent the growing number of scam calls and digital fraud, the Bhutan Information, Communication and Media Authority, BIGMA, is tightening SIM card regulations. During the Meet the Press session, the Minister for Industry, Commerce and Employment said they are looking into not issuing deactivated old mobile numbers to new customers.
The minister said that deactivated mobile numbers, when reissued, make it easier for scammers to exploit these numbers. He added that although the number can be deactivated, it is difficult to remove old registrations from messaging apps such as WhatsApp and Telegram. To avoid reusing old numbers, the minister said that Techcell is asked to issue new mobile number series 78, and BIGMA is working with Bhutan Telecom on using new series like 19.
SIM cards issued to foreign workers will be deactivated once their immigration permits expire unless renewed. Similarly, their bank accounts will be frozen until closed. Mobile numbers will also be removed from banking credentials before being reissued to new customers to prevent misuse.
The records with the Home Ministry show that scams such as pyramid schemes, fake rental ads, online shopping fraud, sextortion, and fake lottery wins are among the most common in the country. The Department of Law and Order is leading efforts to combat digital and financial scams, working with the police, Royal Monetary Authority, financial institutions, and telecom companies. This is Sonamidan for BBS News.
The country's total public debt has crossed 298 billion 𝗪𝗏 as of March this year, almost the size of the entire economy. This means for every 𝗪𝗏 Bhutan earns, it owes almost the same in debt. According to the latest public debt situation report released by the Ministry of Finance, public debt now accounts for about 99% of the country's estimated gross domestic product. Compared to the previous quarter, the debt has increased by over 5 billion 𝗪𝗏, mainly due to a rise in borrowings from outside the country.
Out of the total debt, about 277 billion 𝗪𝗏 is borrowed from foreign countries. This is a sharp 3% increase from the previous quarter. A significant share of the external debt, around 170 billion 𝗪𝗏, is for hydropower projects like Mangdichu, Punachanchu 1 and 2, Basochu, Nikhachu, and Tagachu. Bhutan owes the majority of its external debt to India. The remaining is owed in convertible currency, which is a little over $1 billion. While foreign debt increased, domestic debt, which is the money borrowed from within the country, dropped to about 21 billion 𝗪𝗏 from 23 billion 𝗪𝗏, a 10% decrease from the previous quarter. According to the Finance Ministry, despite the high debt level, the risk is considered manageable. This is because most of the external debt is for hydropower projects which have long repayment periods and are backed by future earnings from electricity exports to India. This is Gelephu for BBS News.
To protect consumer rights and promote fair trade, the Competition and Consumers Affairs Authority addressed nearly 160 complaints during the 2024 to 2025 fiscal year. According to a latest report, complaints included issues related to defective products, non-delivery of goods, and unfair business practices, among others. The highest number of complaints was received from Thimphu.
In response to complaints about contaminated and defective products, the authority addressed 26 complaints involving problems with vehicles, electronic goods like television, fuel quality, and fast-moving consumer goods such as bread, rice, and beverages. Non-delivery of goods and services was another issue. The authority resolved 23 such complaints involving undelivered items including garments, vehicle spare parts, kitchenware, construction materials, and school supplies. The authority's interventions resulted in refunds worth over 500,000 𝗎 to 29 consumers. Beyond financial refunds, several cases involving defective products were addressed through repair and replacement. Meanwhile, a business entity was fined over 300,000 𝗎 for misleading the consumers. Violations included false advertisement, sale of fake or substandard products, and hidden terms and conditions. The authority reported receiving both individual and general complaints. Furthermore, the authority has closed 10 illegal pyramid and Ponzi scheme operations. Through market surveillance, the authority, along with other stakeholders, examined more than 3,200 business firms. 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁, BBS News.
A joint analysis by 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁 and the Department of Energy reveals that using renewable energy-powered lift irrigation could potentially irrigate 62,000 acres of farmland in the country. This method uses sustainable sources like solar or wind power to operate pumps for irrigation. Currently, only 20% of the country's cultivable land is irrigated. A significant portion of the farmland remains underutilized due to various challenges.
A high-level dialogue on accelerating the future of agriculture held in the capital brought together government officials, experts and development partners to discuss challenges faced in advancing renewable energy irrigation systems in the country and explore strategies to overcome them. According to the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁 and the Department of Energy, with less water available, many farmers use diesel pumps, adding to carbon emissions. They said that renewable energy-based solutions could potentially avoid up to 68,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions every year. Furthermore, the intervention could also generate approximately over 14,700 jobs across the agriculture and energy sectors. However, the event highlighted challenges such as policy and regulation gaps, no set standards, lack of technical expertise, and limited funding sources, among others, in adopting renewable energy-powered lift irrigation.
We do not have a clear policy. We do not have a set of targets. There are irrigation targets, but there is no specific renewable energy irrigation targets. So we need policy, we need targets, we need programs, plans, and also we need regulations.
Experts called for strategic investment and better coordination across government agencies. To support renewable energy-powered lift irrigation, 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁 and the Department of Energy launched 2 key reports. The reports outline challenges and provide framework and recommendations. They also introduced the productive use of renewable energy or pure platform. It uses satellite images and models to show energy needs and cost estimates for irrigation.
In the Pure platform, we can find pre-feasibility reports for the entire country, such as where water shortages exist, where irrigation is needed, and whether renewable energy-powered systems are viable.
He added that these serve as key baselines for informed decision-making and for mobilizing the necessary support to advance renewable energy-powered lift irrigation in the country. Stakeholders said the outcomes of this dialogue will help shape national strategies for climate-smart agriculture and ensure sustainable energy for all farmers in the country. For 𝗪𝗂𝘂𝘁, this is 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘁 for BBS News.
That's all we have for this week. Thank you for watching.